What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Dual Power, perhaps the set of the freaking decade, has so many independent vendors opening and busting this by the caseload that everyone is undercutting each other right now. You already see one person trying to sell an infinite impermanence $5 below everybody. And while it's true, a healthy product typically has one card or more that are worth a sealed box, which in this case is $30, impermanence is highly shorted in the USA. Now, I do have the EU case ratios. They are much more forgiving in terms of pack ratios and pulls, and that's why you see the market over there perhaps way kinder to a lot of cards, and we'll get into that in just a second. But with Dual Power here in the USA, so many vendors are opening this that the next card, $12 being Necroza Bryonic. You are fighting for so many mid-range trade baits that right now we're in this bottom out area, and we will be for the next week or two until this sells out and people stop having Dual Power for sale. And you still see the lowest Dual Powers from Chow Productions here being $34. It's still so hype sealed that you're selling it for more online. And now it's released in Target, it's released in Walmart, and I think just like Legendary Collection Kaiba, you're gonna see it fly off the shelves like that. So let's go ahead and get into the EU ratios and then talk about the USA market. Now, we have over here from tier 0, 25 cases. So remember, everything here, divide by 25 for the case pull. That is $360 MSRP, 12 boxes of these 360 cards, etc. And you'll quickly see something down here that is a huge difference from the USA, and I believe they have this in set order. Infinite Impermanence is over 2 per case. Now, I've seen a lot of case openings on YouTube already, a lot of people with 1 per case here in the USA, and you see over 2 per case, just a little bit, over 2 per case on average of infinite impermanence from their pulls. Now, I am hearing from people that there are clumps, like one person opened a box and got 3 infinite impermanence, just the craziest pack, period. And you do see other people in their cases pulling clumps that seem unnatural compared to regular case ratios, and that's awesome. But at the same time, it's misleading towards what other people could be packing. We see evenly matched here, a little bit over 2 per case as well. We see, of course, the Necros fusions, 3 per case. Really, not as many things go out of control crazy 6 per case like the US ratios also that we were given by Troll and Toad and have seen on YouTube. El Shaddol Construct over 3 per case, so that's a playset if it ever comes off the list fully. Please. Oh, that's wrong Shaddol Construct. There is El Shaddol Construct, also over 3. Then we see Necroza Bryonic over 2 per case, and we see Unicorn near 3 per case as well in the EU. Something hugely different, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit over 4 per case. That is crazy, and Ghost Spell seems a little harder to pull, just over 2 per case in the EU. So that's one advantage we got here in the US. Oh, thank you. So we keep going through, and we see that basically the shortest thing out of all their pulls is a dead even 2 per case Cyber Dragon Naster, and nothing else is under that. Nothing. Borlo Dragon, also told to me by Troll and Toad, ended up being the same pull rate for them as Impermanence, and I'm sure it'll average out in the US to like 2 per case, but that's pretty surprising that when they opened 25 cases, they got that. Also, Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere Mode near 3 per case. I was being told by one of my people in my Twitch that they opened the whole case, and they didn't get a single one. Again, the clumping effect. You'll get some things in other cases. That I think they got 4 Necroza Bryonics, if I'm not mistaken, in their case, and then 0 Sphere Modes. The clumping thing seems to be real, so if you're opening this product en masse, maybe take note on that just outside of your averages, in your singular cases, you'll see some that are nice and see some that are not so nice. It's pretty telling. And going through here, nothing else is really too insane, too crazy. Magician of Chaos, I think, saw an early buyout for some reason. Dark Magician support, 2 per case in the EU as well. When we're going through here, there's just nothing really terrible. And when you think about it, a case is $360, meaning times 2 is 720. These are 12 box cases. So when you multiply by that good old 2, you get $720, and then you get the pull rates doubled on average also for a regular MSRP product. You have to keep that in mind with this. So that's like saying for every 720 spent in the EU, there's 4 impermanences, where in the US, it's more like 2. That's unfortunate. So we'll see how this does fall out through the US in terms of prices, this being rare. I know some people are already predicting that this will head back towards 60. And right now, it seems very nice to buy play sets of singles. 3 Necros of Bryonic basically cost 1 dual power pack if you're trying to build Necros. Instead of just trying to rip it open out of one $30 pack, there's easy access to Necros format, and also Necros are currently bubbling in this format. They bubbled the Weiss, yes, they've topped a regional, they bubbled several regionals. Cyber Dragon Nasher, oh, sweet sound of falling prices towards 12 freaking dollars. Oh, that is nice to see. And everyone was so definitive that these prices were going to stay up, and now it's fallen below the demand of Bryonic. We see Ghost Spell here in the US, $13. That is pretty nice. Evenly matched $36 playsets as well. So what people are chasing after opening this realistically is how many freaking mid-range cards there are and how insane they are. Borolo Dragon, $10. It's a harder pull, and it's still a one of, though, in most extra decks when people do decide to play it over Boral Sword, or sometimes together. Sometimes you got that room. Card of Demise being $7. It's a card I could see going back up over time, similar to stun cards such as Inspector Border. So this starting out low, very nice for budget stun players if you've held off on getting yours forever, because it was a $45 playset, a $21 playset. That's pretty nice. Try to get it for $20 for the playset in person. Valk being $18 for a playset, down from $150 for those secret rares forever. Oh yeah, the Heradic Seal of Heavenly Spheres is very surprising to me. I think the card's locked in here. If we can take anything from the past, such as last year's Battles of Legend with Living Fossil, cards like this could really spike up once they see play in the meta. So you do want to pay attention to these as they are bottoming out right now, because those are the cards more likely, the cards exclusive to this $30 paywall set that could go up very fast. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, oh so affordable, cheaper than the common was just a couple of days ago. This is truly an awesome age to live in for a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Ghost Ogre actually very affordable in the US despite being harder to pull than the EU. This is pretty cool. Now, if you do think about it, there's 4 Ghost Sisters. Even if you were only pulling like an average of 3 each out of the set, that's still 1 Ghost Sister in pretty much every single pack you're gonna pull. How awesome is that whenever you're busting these boxes? Like, when I say pack, I mean a box of 3 packs. But outside of an entire case, every single box should contain a Ghost Sister. That's a pretty cool thought. Trishula at $4, and the mid-range drops out very fast because you're paying $1 a card, so a lot of these people trying to get $3 a card for these other pulls, they're getting their money back and trying to keep what they're going to invest in long term. I could see Sphere Mode going up from here. It's been bought out at the $3 price point a lot, but now all the independent sellers are trying to get their money back. So EU ratios aside, the US market is really falling out fast. I imagine the EU one is too. I remember seeing a lot of posts on the last Market Watch that the EU people were like, I feel sorry for these American prices. Hey, we're catching up. And now everything's out in the open. Also talking about some dual power inspired buyouts. One of the only Aromage supers not to appear is Dried Winds, and it's towards $6.50/$7. So you might have a couple of these to sell if you're looking through your collection. You maybe it's a super you didn't even think about. It's in your bulk maybe. Dried Winds being a nice little pickup right now, and $6 over here as well. And I wanted to talk about the fallout of Soul Fusion after its special edition really looked behind because of dual power. Phantasme still holding up towards that 100. Pot of Extravagance surprisingly holding up above that $50 mark as well. What happens when things and sets are so top heavy though? It's beautiful. The rest of the set is insanely affordable, and if you've been waiting for anything from this set, if you've been looking for anything from Savage Strike, and you're going into the WCQ season, everything has fallen out to its cheapest prices, and it is so easy to get. Even Sunlight Wolf, although it has a super rare coming in that OTS pack, which should hurt this price even more, thank gosh. We're looking through, just everything is so easy to get from Savage Strike. And hey, maybe you want to play some rank 8 decks in the future, only $1. This is awesome, and I am so happy with where the market is headed right now. Although, it is unfortunate if you had invested heavily into Savage Strike, and Phantasme is the carrying card along with Extravagance. So, what do you guys think of how Duel Power is turning out? What do you guys think of where it's headed right now in the market? Do you see prices falling out throughout this week, or do you think we're going to see where they're stabilizing and where decisions are going to be made of, oh yeah, I'm investing in Sphere mode for a while, oh yeah, I want these Necros cards, they're only going to go up, we're only getting more Deva rituals, that sort of stuff? Let me know what you guys are personally going to be hoarding in the comment section down below if you have that kind of mentality, and what you guys are going to buy just playsets of because they're cheap and you've been waiting forever to get them. What are you going to be going after from Duel Power in the terms of the singles? Or are you still ripping this open despite all the craziness and madhouseness of this set just completely falling out past our expectations oh so early? It's awesome. It's freaking awesome. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation, and I truly do want to hear what you have to say. This is just way past what I think anybody expected on how cheap the prices were going to get this early.